This is one of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory.
Brilliant!
29 tournaments spanning 19 countries. Along the way, a chance to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
How beautiful is that? Magic, eh?
Finish the season in the top 20 on the road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. This is the Challenge Tour. "24 tournaments down, and with just 5 to go, we're into the home stretch. Only 2 regular events remain before the class of 2024 is whittled down to a top group of 68. They'll secure entry to back-to-back events in China. At this stage of the season, everyone is jockeying for position. Given how tight things are on the rankings, a strong finish at the Swiss Challenge could make all the difference. Especially for someone like Alfie Plant, who was on the outside looking in.
I just think the season's gone this year.
Gosh, straight in. Not as I've planned.
The 2-time Challenge Tour winner hasn't managed to repeat the success of previous seasons. He struggled to make an impact this year. His best finish to date, a tie for 9th.
Wish I've had some better results, but I feel like I'm a better golfer now than I was at the start of the year, so it's quite tough to figure out at the minute why the results aren't coming. But I've been in good positions this year, a couple of bad rounds at the wrong time, so just got to try and stay patient and wait for it to come along. Do you know what, I didn't look at the rankings all year, and then I was kind of like, I feel like I need to start looking. So then I started looking, and I'm like, all of a sudden you're looking every day, like, oh, what's my prediction? You know, you're going up one, down one, and I thought, you know, all of a sudden this is kind of taking over just playing golf. So kind of stopped looking. I'm probably around 80th, something like that, maybe a little bit further out. But as we keep saying, you know, we're 1 week away from changing everything, you know, so a win, all of a sudden I'm near top 20, top 3, I'm inside the top 45, a top 10, you know, I'm inside the top 75 quite comfortably. So I'm close to it being a really good season, but I just obviously need the results to follow.
And a good finish to the season would mean so much for Plant and his family, who we visited back in March.
Welcome, boys, to my crib. Come on in. My little shirt up there. I've got this one here.
The silver medal, I think, is in the toolbox.
It's not over, and if it was over, it don't matter, you know, like I said. There's our major win sitting now. There's our Open win, there's our claret jug. Family's everything. Golf is secondary, really.
Doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank, what tour cards you got. You can't buy back yesterday, so that side of it, it's priceless being at home and spending time with us. Obviously the pressure now of making sure I do well, have good results, because I've got a little one at home, you know, that is a different pressure that I haven't had to deal with before. You feel like you're looking to kind of her future and thinking, oh, you know, I need to sort this out, you know, so there, you feel like there is a little bit more urgency, definitely. Should there be? Probably not. It's, you know, it's still 18 holes of golf a day, 18 tees, 18 greens. Nothing's changed. So it's probably my own mindset, I suppose, or yeah, just kind of wanting to provide as much as you can for your family now. I suppose everyone in any job is going to think of the same things, I suppose. So yeah, I think it's just the way of life. Oh, nice day for it anyway. Go have a coffee or something, eh? But then on the course, golf's been a big part of my life now for 20, 25 years. So I still see a big part of myself as a golfer or a professional golfer, and I still want to achieve things in the game that I haven't already.
We've got the camera, Jamie, we're going to interview you. Got some tough questions.
One of our superstars.
Come on, Jamie.
Yeah, I kind of split it into 2 really for myself. Golf isn't just my life, there's a lot more going on. You know, you're in a lucky or privileged position to be able to do a job that you love.
Justin, how you doing, mate? All right?
I think regardless if you got the dream job or hate your job or love your job, if there's a threat of losing it all, it's a tough time. So just got to try and stay focused as much as I can, and as kind of jokingly as I can on the golf course. That definitely brings out the best side of my game.
Are you in the house this week?
Nah, hotel.
We was in a caravan last week. We're ticking them all off this year.
It's trying to get that balance and enjoy it, kind of take it seriously, play with freedom, play with caution. You're kind of trying to judge all of these things as you go around to make the right decision. So, really I just need to play to win and see what happens and deal with the outcome.
Plant isn't having to go through it all on his own, though. His brother Albert has been a welcome addition as his caddy in recent weeks.
Where's the wind today?
Oh, can check.
Oh, nice.
Good start.
I am a plumber. Yeah, I've got my own little firm I've set up. So I do that in the meantime, but I call myself a full-time caddy now, part-time plumber. That's it.
Perfect yardage, I'll give you. No pins, no wind, and you still stick it to 10 foot. That's what a caddy.
It started really, it was just a joke. I was actually on the boating at the K Club, all drunk up, and I said, I just want to have a go. He said, right, 6 weeks, we'll do it. Because I said I always wanted to do it on tour, properly have a go at it. So hopefully we can fulfil that dream and actually push forward. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. It's all live, Albert, this.
Huh? I know.
It's all live. Don't
look very good at my job.
No pins. Hey.
It's tomorrow that matters.
The day that followed was indeed an important one for Team Plant, with top form required for the first round of the Swiss Challenge, an event strangely enough held in France. Close to the Swiss border though, Golf Saint-Apollinaire normally poses a stern test. But with bad weather rolling in, it would get even tougher. Starting on the 10th hole in the early morning rain, Plant reeled off back-to-back pars before opening his account with a birdie on the par 5 12th. His tee shot here at the par 3 15th hole left him with a decent look at another birdie. Plant duly obliged to move to 2 under for the day. And at this early stage, just one off the lead. However, at this point, Plant's putter deserted him. Back-to-back 3-putt bogeys erased his earlier good work as he turned in level par. 3 straight pars followed before Plant got his flat stick firing again. This lengthy birdie putt at the 4th dropped, as Plant again dipped into red numbers for the day. His rally was short-lived though. He dropped a shot at the 6th before parring his way in. Still, a round of 72 to open his account with, in trying conditions, a solid start.
I thought if I could get under par today, I thought that'd be a real good score. Obviously a few guys have done that already, but level par was probably about as good as I played really. Made some good putts for pars and missed a couple for birdie. So overall I think level par's pretty right.
Plant got lucky finishing up his first round. The rain continued until no further play was possible due to a flooded course. A suspension for the day, leaving round 1 to be completed early on Friday morning. Fairer conditions greeted the field the following day, allowing for the first round to reach a conclusion. Despite the tough conditions, Queen Vidal had posted a 7 under par 65, the Spaniard leading by 1. For Plant, it would now be about patience. Thanks to the delay, he only got his second round underway just before 6 p.m. Playing alongside Plant was Joshua Grenville Wood, also precariously placed at 67th in the rankings. He had matched Plant with a 72 in round 1. He got off to a flyer in the second round, thanks to this delightful approach at the first. The third member of their group, Cedric Googler, was also enjoying a solid start. A birdie here at the second saw the Swiss player return to level par for the tournament after an opening 73. For Plant, though, there were no such fireworks. It was rather more subdued from the Englishman as he rattled off 3 straight pars. However, that solid start came to a screeching halt on the 4th hole. A bogey 5, not what was needed at this stage of proceedings. He parred the 5th hole before play was suspended due to darkness. 13 holes still remained for Plant in his second round, and still a long slog ahead. The Plant brothers were in good spirits, though, as they finished for the day, ready for whatever the weekend and the weather would throw at them. Coming up, there's everything to play for as the season winds towards its conclusion. And we reveal who came out on top at the Swiss Challenge. We'll see you after the break. Back to the Challenge Tour and the 20th edition of the Swiss Challenge, where the weather had been hogging the headlines at Golf St Apollinaire. Most of Thursday afternoon was lost due to heavy rain, leaving the field playing catch-up. A Herculean effort on Friday meant everyone completed their first rounds. When darkness forced the players from the course, most had also started their second rounds. It was Benjamin Hebert who held the upper hand heading into the weekend. He opened with a 68 before getting to 2 under in his next 4 holes. Unfortunately, the elements intervened once again, and persistent rain drenched the course. Good weather for ducks, less so for golfers. We had followed the progress of Alfie Plant through his first 23 holes. With no play possible, Saturday was for drinking coffee in the clubhouse and catching up with friends like Ross McGowan. In a similar position was Ben Stowe. The Englishman had posted a stunning bogey-free opening 67. However, he'd not been able to follow that up with any further play since early Friday morning.
Spent a lot of time relaxing. When the practice facilities have been open, I've been doing a bit of practice. But yeah, a lot of time to kill. Just been spending a bit of time in the apartment, cooking meals, just generally trying to relax and switch off.
The highlight of Stowe's career came back in 2018 when he clinched his maiden Challenge Tour title in Prague. Since then, a serious knee injury has kept him on the sidelines. He's had to fill up his time with odd jobs as he's been unable to play competitively.
When I first got my injury, I had a bit of unfortunate circumstances with buying a house, and I had to basically go out and work on the vans at Amazon. So I did that for 3.5 months. And then I luckily got a bit of a promotion and then was a manager in the Amazon depot. And then after that, just recently, I worked in recruitment for Amazon as well, and then finished that and got back to playing golf full time.
This was the first competitive tournament back for Stowe. However, it will also be his last one for a while.
So I'm playing this event, and then through advice from my physio, I'm not playing next week at the moment. And then obviously the events after here are China and the Grand Final. So because I haven't played, I won't qualify for those ones. So basically just this event, and then start season fresh 2025, be in South Africa in, I believe, end of January or beginning of February. And then full season.
Well, it's great to see Stowe back and competing. Not that he'd get much of a chance on Saturday though. With the course still flooded, play was called for the day. Frustration all round, and all hopes pinned on a Sunday finish. Now, with the business end of the campaign upon us, it's worth taking a look at how the final weeks of the season will shape up. At this stage, just 2 regular events remained. The Swiss Challenge here at Apollinaire, followed by the D&D Real Czech Challenge. From there, the leading 68 players head for China, where back-to-back events are staged. Let's then cut to the top 45, who head for Mallorca and the season-ending Rolex Challenge Tour Grand Final, supported by the R&A. The top 20 on the rankings following the conclusion of that event will then secure their DP World Tour playing privileges for the new season. But there's still some way to go before we get there. Back to the matter at hand and the conclusion of the Swiss Challenge. The field had assembled early on Sunday morning, having been informed that the event would be reduced to 36 holes. But there was yet further weather-related drama, as just a few minutes of play was possible before fog forced everyone from the course again.
Back 9 are playable at the moment. It's only these 4 or 5 holes down the bottom.
Can we just play? I can see enough.
Coming, Patrick,
After a 45-minute delay, play once again resumed, much to the tournament director's delight.
We got all the games started for round 2. The whole world knows this is a 36-hole tournament, so it's something unusual, but it's still valid as a tournament. This is the good news. And also we've got very sunny weather for the remainder of the day. And so we will have a tournament and we will declare a winner in the afternoon.
So it was back to business at last, and waiting patiently for the finale, our commentator for the final day, Kit Alexander.
Ben Stowe had a 67 in round 1. Started the second round with 3 straight pars from the 10th hole for this beautiful tee shot pin high at the par 3 13th. The Englishman had about 8 feet for his birdie. And it just about toppled in to move him to 6 under par. However, he would drop 5 shots in his next 9 holes to fall away. Switzerland's Cedric Googler looking to continue his form after a tied 4th finish in the Amiga European Masters recently. Almost canned this one for eagle at the 12th, but it wasn't the day he was looking for. 3 over par tied 63rd for him. Ewan Walker looking to build on a 69 in his opening round, and he did exactly that. This was his 10th hole, the first. He'd already got to -5 with birdies at 15 and 17. He finished that one off to get to 6 under par, and that was the solo lead. Josh Grenville Wood began the event 67th in the road to Mallorca, so needed a good week to secure his trip to China. Lovely approach here to his final hole. He would birdie it, tied 5th and up to 58th in the rankings. Alfie Plant, he finished +2 and in a tie for 44th. That dropped him to 80th in the season-long ranking. So he'll be under pressure next week in the Czech Republic to move up and book his tickets to the Far East. Fist bump for brother Albert on the bag, and the fight continues. Benjamin Hebert began the day on 6 under par and leading by 1, but he made 2 bogeys to drop to 4 under and 2 shots off the lead. And this birdie attempt on the par 5 12th wouldn't drop. Birdies drying up for the Frenchman right when he needed them. But while he faded, Christopher Reitan was coming to the fore. This birdie at the 12th got him to -6. But still 3 shots off the pace that was being set by this man, Ewan Walker, who picked up more birdies at 4, 6 and 7 to pull away from the field. He parred his final hole to post the clubhouse target of -9. Reitan and Bradley Borden, the only 2 players with a realistic chance of catching the Scot after his fine 66. Gordon couldn't quite reel him in. He made this birdie at the 8th, his penultimate hole, but he could only get to 6 under par with a 68. Reitan had parred the 4 holes in a row from the 13th, so needed to pick up 3 shots in the last 2. Birdie here at 17. And the improbable was still just about alive, needing an eagle on the final hole. So this approach had to go in for right-hand to tie Walker and force a playoff. He missed the green. He would ultimately make a bogey, and Ewan Walker watching on.
I won.
The victory that catapults him into the race for promotion with just 4 tournaments remaining.
Okay.
Congratulations, Ewan Walker.
Benjamin Hebert couldn't maintain his early momentum and slipped back to 4th. Bradley Borden and Christopher Reithand shared 2nd, but in the end the Swiss challenge belonged to Ewan Walker. The Scots' scintillating 6 under 66 saw him come from 4 behind after 18 holes to win by 3.
The winner of the 2024 Swiss Challenge from Scotland, Ewan Walker.
Feels absolutely amazing, honestly. Even though it's a 36-hole event, it really feels like I've won. You know, obviously I have won, but it feels like I've won a big event, and it's been a long time, it feels, since I won 2 years ago, and I've had a lot of really good results between now and then, but just not quite good enough. So it feels like this week I've kind of back on track again and really playing close to my best. Only 2 rounds again, but I mean, I really played beautifully.
There's no change at the top of the rankings, with 3-time winner John Parry still leading the way. Benjamin Hebert forced his way into the top 10, up from 12th place. The win vaulted Walker 24 places up the rankings, but only to 21st. It's still Bjorn Åkesson that occupies that all-important 20th position. And with that, our admittedly weather-affected time at the Swiss Challenge has come to an end. Up next, a trip to the Czech Republic and one last chance to secure a place in the top 68 on the rankings and a spot on the plane to China. So join us then as the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour